Why do you feel like men, especially NBA players, get with the white women?
Maybe as they appreciate, maybe more, apologize more.
I had an interview with
They
Not the
don't mind being held accountable, and that's what
black.
I think.
Okay.
That's facts.
Clip, because they were just talking and laughing. But is it true? Are white women more submissive than black women?
Yep.
Because that's not the first time I've heard that. I'm gonna say that.
No.
I've heard a lot of black men say that.
They're more passive.
Well,
I think white women can play their hand better.
Gotta do one mic. Hold on, one mic.
White women know how to play their hand better. They know how to fake it till they make it. They'll see it through to the end. Black women, there's only so much that they're going to deal with before they're out of there. I think that's the only difference. Because
See, and that's the only thing they always say. When a white woman does something better than them, they claim that that white woman is faking it. Okay, why don't you fake it too? Why don't you fake it? You know, so it's okay for you to just create all these broken families because you can't take it anymore.
because you can be submissive all you want to, but the moment one thing out of line, or you saying something that we don't like, we're leaving. White women will see it all the way to the end. They'll be cheated on. They'll be, especially if they're like building the man up. I think that's the only difference. White women just play the game smarter.
Black women don't do that. Black women don't play games too, and
They do.
get the gold. What's it called? The men with the money. They go for resources. They have a food nigga. They have.
Yep.
They don't do that. They don't play games.
They do.
But
That's
you
not
see, you have to have, that's like having multiple. White women tend to have all of that in one because they see it through till the end. Most Black women don't see it through to the end. Like they're able to put up with a little bit here, a little bit there. They may make it about halfway or a quarter of the way, and then they backtrack.
But that's an issue. That's what creates the broken families. It's exactly what you talked about. So you do that in your 20s, in your 30s, and your 40s, and then in your 50s, you still expect a man to come and get married to you? When all you have done is build up all this relational trauma, and you've never learned to be in a long-term relationship and see it through, because all you do is jump from man to man to man. How is that anything good any man wants to sign up for? Seriously, that's not something good to be proud of.
That's your feedback. Jazz is crazy.
White
I don't think
women.
it's limited to race. I don't think. I think it's more of an ideology. I think it's more if you're a feminist or not. If you push for feminism, I don't think this is limited to Black women, and I think it's more of an ideology, feminism.
Go ahead, Jazz.
I could
I
agree
was
with
going
that.
to say that because I was like, how can white women be submissive when they were the start of the feminist movement, which is everything but being submissive to a man. So,
Well, they even if they started it, but still history has shown us they are still submissive or more submissive to their men, even if you claim they started feminism. I actually personally believe they started the feminist movement to, divide the Black woman from the Black man, because they are still with their men.
that's interesting. I don't know if they're more submissive, but I mean, Black women, unless unless we accept and tolerate,
Oh,
some
snap.
forms of
What's up,
abuse.
Jazz? What's up, Jazz?
What's up, Anton?
You popped up.
Yeah, so I think what I was trying to say was that I think we are looked at as not being submissive when we don't tolerate certain things in our relationship, like what Jerry was saying, like white women, they may take a cheating man over and over and over again, and Black women have done that as well. Let's be real. Like, we tolerate and endure a lot from our men. We've invested in our men, et cetera, et cetera. But I think once we start to say no more, that's when we become not submissive or not feminine, because we don't want to tolerate bullshit. That's just my point of view.
I personally hate how they equate a submissive woman to a woman who accepts cheating. That those two things don't get along. Like, a woman who tolerates cheating is a woman who doesn't know her worth. It has nothing to do with being submissive. Being submissive is a man saying, hey, baby, can you make me a sandwich? And you're like, make it yourself. But then you expect him to pay the bills. You expect him to buy the food, but you don't want to make a sandwich for him. That's the submission black men are talking about. The submission black men are talking about is, hey, I'll go make all the money, you take care of the kids. That's the submission we're talking about. We're not talking about submission of, I'm going to cheat, so you should accept me. So it's funny how they always relate submission to something very negative.
Okay, so I don't have a question. I have a statement. I went to a white college. And the most hate I got, and it's predominantly white, the most hate, the most attitude I seen was from black women. I ain't gonna lie now. Sorry, coming here from the island, that's what I encountered, right? They say, oh, you're not black, you can't talk about this. Oh, you're mixed, you're not black. So it's like, I kind of get why some men say, I like a certain type of woman. That they don't have to deal with attitudes at times. Granted, white people attitudes are a little different. They don't have to do with certain things that come from black women. And we're talking about the twerking. I don't really see a lot of white women twerking. Look at that Lululemon thing. Like, that shit is ratchet and ghetto. So
they don't know how to twerk.
Oh man, I didn't have to twerk. I don't know.
See, that's their comeback. White women don't twerk. They don't act ratchet. They don't know how to twerk. Like, that's your comeback? Like, seriously? I get it. Maybe she's joking, but this is a serious issue. Because every time a black man brings up something with regards to submission, they always make fun of the type of women he chooses. They always find something wrong with the type of woman he chooses because they don't listen. They don't care.
Well, I think,
but we got to think about it too this way, right? When we talk about white women and we talk about black women and we talk about the thing of submission, I also want to talk about optics with that, because I feel like white women are also very sought after, especially as it pertains to providing. Whereas on the flip side of that, black women, we're not really sought after to provide. And I think that also ties into the whole circle. Why are you making that face?
Wait, what white woman is providing? I'm confused.
So I feel like men are way more willing to provide, specifically black men take pride in providing for white women.
What? No, black men will provide for any woman who listens to them, who is nice to them. It could be a homeless woman. It could be a lawyer. If she listens to them, is not ratchet, she's not trying to talk back and forth, go start arguments. She motivates him. She says nice, encouraging words, not being mean to him. You ain't shit, nigga this, nigga that. Any man would provide. Come on now.
Why do you think that is?
I disagree with that.
Exactly.
So why do you think that is?
So
I know why.
Black women talk about wanting to be provided for. You know, they get called gold diggers, or they ain't got nothing, they don't got this. But like when it comes to white women, it's always just expected. And this is something that they grew up with.
No. When you ask for men to provide for you, you make it seem like an entitlement. You even say, I'm the table, I bring nothing to the table. You want a man to provide for you, but you can't even make him a sandwich. You want a man to provide for you, but he can't tell you how to dress when you're going out with your girlfriends. You want a man to provide for you, but you don't want to stay home and even, take care of the kids. You want a man to provide for you, but you want him to provide expensive lifestyles. That's the difference.
Y'all looking real crazy.
I really do that because I don't understand what you're saying.
But I think that pertains to this topic as well. Because when we talk about submission, I feel like, the white woman is willing to be a little bit more submissive because she's able to be taken care of. Whereas black women, they've had to struggle for, what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word that is called? Hypergamy. They've had to struggle for hypergamy. So I think that's a component to that as well that we can't skip out on.
They've had to struggle for hypergamy? What does that mean?
That typically black women struggle with hypergamy, which means that when we talk about provider households, it's a little bit harder for black women to come across a 100% provider man.
Well, first of all, there are very few 100% provider men. But even those type of men want to see that you are bringing value to their life. It doesn't have to be financial because they already have the financial part taken care of. But all they ever ask for is What value are you bringing to my life whereby I have to pay all the bills and you don't have to touch your money? And most of you say, I'm the prize, I'm the queen, I deserve it. That entitlement just pushes them away.